What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. So as y'all already know, bro, Anthony Edwards has been going absolutely insane in the playoffs, bro. He knocked out KD, and then who else he knocked out? Wait, this is the second round. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. But he's pretty much been having a great playoff series, bro. Even with the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead and look at this video. There is no superstar in the NBA like Anthony Edwards. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, though. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. Dropping videos every single day. And the original link to this video will be in the description down below. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it, though. No cap. Swept KD, though.
Elevates and then just goes a little
that's
bit
crazy.
higher when he knows he needs to get it up.
Edwards working.
Bro.
Spinning.
Hey, who that remind you of? On God. On me. Woo.
I mean, Anthony Edwards.
Game-saving block.
Under the backboard. He hit his head under the backboard.
Golly.
There's no player in the NBA today who's similar to Anthony Edwards. In an era dominated by
In the NBA right now.
or perimeter players who do everything for their team, or scorers who take the most analytically effective shots. Edwards is none of those. He's a throwback to an old school style of play that most folks thought has become irrelevant. A player who thrives off of tough, contested shots. And he exuberates a level of swagger and charisma unseen from the stars of this generation. At such a young age, he already has that aura around him that makes you want to watch him.
Nah,
The
facts.
media has constantly bombarded us with comparisons to a young Michael Jordan, a comparison that Edwards himself does not like. But unlike MJ, Edwards has never said a single bad thing about his teammates. Yet, despite all this,
He's a real
with the
leader,
Wolves
bro.
fighting for the top spot in a hyper-competitive Western Conference all season long, he honestly wasn't talked about as much as he should have been. Cause at a glance, his regular season numbers don't pop out, compared to other MVP candidates. How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today, let's take a look at what separates Anthony Edwards from every other star of this generation. What makes him such a unique player to begin with? But before we start, I want to introduce you to something special. I've teamed up with Flairvoy to bring you high-quality, uniquely designed and handmade shoes. They offer several versions, each with their own
We're
distinct...
gonna go and skip this part, though. I ain't gonna lie.
But when Flairvoy...
I ain't even feeling them
It's like
shoes,
the
my
link
guy.
to For many years, Jamal Murray has been the poster boy for the best playoff riser. For his career, his points and efficiency both rise drastically from the regular season.
Yeah, he another one, too.
Statistically, it's actually Anthony Edwards who's the greatest playoff riser in the current NBA. Although a smaller sample size, Edwards has made astronomical leaps from the regular season to playoffs, and it's happened every year since.
And that's another comparison to Jordan,
It's
too.
not just his raw stats that stand out. His advanced stats skyrocket.
Golly.
In terms of estimate,
Wait a minute. Yo, look at the differential compared to the playoffs in his career. That's crazy, yo.
His advanced stats skyrocket.
Wow.
In terms of estimated plus-minus, Edwards went from plus 4.4 in the regular season to plus 8.7 in the playoffs. That's comparable to Jokic in 2023 or Giannis in 2021, the years they led their team to the championship.
Wow.
In the playoffs, his production rivals that of the NBA's greatest players, and he's 22 years old.
Woo! My goodness. Oh my goodness. Boy, I'll tell you, man. I ain't gonna lie. And you can even see the comparison. Remember he tried to shoot with the left hand with the free throw? Who else did that? Who else I know that did that before?
It's beyond impressive. While most superstars see
Whole
their
time.
percentages drop when the playoffs begin, Edwards is the complete opposite. He thrives when the pressure is at its highest.
Good
Even when the
move.
defense focuses on him more, he loves taking these kind of shots.
That was a
Every
crazy. Yo, he
single
split through the
metric,
defense
every
like crazy
single
just now.
advanced stat in every postseason, Edwards makes a massive jump from a typical all-star during the season to an all-time great in the playoffs. Ant's playstyle is a breath of fresh air and unique in its own way. You might take a glance at his skill set and see a ton of tough contested looks, a lot of hard layups at the basket, and it makes you wonder, is this sustainable? According to NBA.com's tracking dashboard, Edwards has a ridiculous effective field goal percentage of 58% on contested looks. That's the best out of all guards or wing players in the 2024 playoffs. You might think this has to be an anomaly, right? Nope. In the 2023 and 2022 playoffs, Edwards actually shot better on contested shots.
I didn't even really realize she's been in the league for 4 years already.
Percent effective field goal percentage in both of those postseasons, and on even more attempts per game than now.
Wow.
If it happens 3 postseasons in a row, it's not a coincidence.
Yo, he changed his number too. I didn't even peep that.
Best in the NBA at hitting contested shots. The only players with comparable efficiency and volume are all elite big men. He still hits them at a better rate than Gobert and Towns. We've never seen
they started doubling him.
be defended this tightly.
We've seen that plenty times in this that series. And still ended up sweeping the Suns.
Dare I say it? He does remind me of a young MJ.
Why you say it like that
A
though?
question that occasionally gets floated around now and then, and it's which young American player can be the face of the NBA? We all know the league is dominated by international superstars. We're coming on 6 straight years of MVPs, all going to players born outside of the US.
Yeah.
As the old era of LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry fade away, the NBA has been searching for the next great American superstar.
Y'all comment down below too. Do y'all think Anthony Edwards is the next face of the NBA, if not already?
Someone who's not only a great player, but also has a style of play that draws people in, and a personality that people want to root for. For a long time, we believed Jason Tatum could be the face of American basketball. Ever since he was 19 years old,
hey, I remember that
the
series.
Playoffs at the highest stakes.
That was crazy.
But over the years, he never seemed like he wanted that label. As talented and as incredibly gifted as he is, Tatum doesn't have the same level of charisma as Edwards, nor is he as flashy. Fans aren't really enamored with Tatum like they used to be. For Edwards, every play, every possession that he has the ball, everyone's watching him closely, anticipating what he's going to do next. It's been a long time since a player of his allure has dominated the NBA.
Ooh, that's crazy, Hang Time. Leadership.
Get under. You getting in there, take your time, Shaq. Like when you get in there, don't be rushing. That's how you miss that layup, because you rushing. Hey, Jaden, go there.
With all the experience of Anthony Edwards, the most impressive is how much of an incredible leader he is. There were times earlier in the season when his teammate, Jaden McDaniels, was struggling to shoot the ball. A reporter asked Anthony Edwards, since McDaniels had a tough time shooting, do you want to keep feeding him the ball? Edwards responded, well, yeah, because when I start off cold, they keep feeding me, so it shouldn't change with him.
Yo, that's what's up, bro.
He never puts his teammates below him. This didn't happen overnight either. Edwards has always been this way right from the get-go. Imagine coming into the NBA as a 19-year-old and giving advice to your franchise player immediately. I mean, kudos to Towns for accepting his new role, as he was never cut out to be the main guy. All the flack he's gotten over the years, it takes a lot of courage to let your younger co-star be the new face of the franchise. Thankfully,
now if y'all winning, I wouldn't care.
Edwards has an unwavering trust of his teammates and always tries to lift them up, and that extends beyond the Timberwolves. In the 2023 FIBA World Cup, a tournament that Team USA would love to forget, but lost in the misery was how Edwards blossomed into the leader of that team. He led the team in minutes and points, and more importantly, his teammates called him a natural-born leader. Regardless of the disappointing run in the World Cup, Edwards always kept their spirits high and instilled confidence in his peers even when they were having a rough time. To have this level of maturity and poise at the age of 22, while still being the unequivocal alpha of the team, it makes everyone around him want to embrace him and love playing with him.
Two-way dominance.
The Wolves are stacked to the brim with incredible defenders. From Defensive Player of the Year Gobert anchoring the paint, to McDaniels and Alexander Walker smothering opposing guards and wing players. Here's a fun fact, the Wolves were #1 in the entire NBA in defense this year. But in the 1,000 plus minutes without Gobert on the floor, the Wolves were still a top 3 defensive team. Their defense without Gobert is still around the same as the Magic or Celtics. That's how deep their defense goes. It's not just Gobert. From top to bottom, there are no bad defenders. However, I think Anthony Edwards' contributions on defense get overlooked. On most other playoff teams, he'd probably be the best defensive guard on their roster. In the playoffs, he's held his opponents to just a ridiculously low percentage from most areas of the court, and he's contesting a high number of attempts too. With a larger sample size in the regular season, his defensive stats still look very good, holding three-point shooters to just 32%, holding shots closer to the basket at a percent lower than league average.
Oh my gosh.
We always love to promote players who are
thank God he ain't even hurt himself after that too.
Physical attributes that make us go, oh wow, what in the world did he just do? However, in most cases, just because somebody is athletic, it doesn't mean they have good defensive instincts.
Facts, that's true.
On defense.
That's true.
Edwards is special because he truly takes advantage of his superior athleticism in all aspects of the game. He knows he's the primary option on offense, but he doesn't take plays off.
Bro, that's crazy defense right there.
Very few players have the body control like Edwards. It's just as exciting to see him demolish a defender with a devastating dunk as it is to see him rise up for an absurd block that seems impossible for anyone else.
He got crazy vert on 99.
To dominate on both sides of the court. Even more rare to see it from a 22-year-old.
Step into Wix.
Vertical on 99. I ain't gonna look out. That's crazy.
Let's talk about a different conversation. In most cases, if you're the best player,
future MVP is not even like
top seed,
it's not even a question.
Naturally, you'd expect to get MVP recognition. Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, their teams fought tooth and nail with the Wolves to claim the top spots of the West. Yet, they got way more MVP noise than Edwards. Well, it's because Edwards' MVP case suffers due to the strength of his teammates. Same reason why Tatum did not get much MVP consideration either. Statistically, Edwards' numbers don't look as nice, because he doesn't need to do as much for his team to succeed.
What do you mean?
Contrary
26
to guys
a game?
Like Jokic, Luka, or Giannis, who have to do so much for their team and rack up the rebounds and assists, Edwards, on the other hand, has a designated role on this roster, and that's to score. Hence why his rebounds and assists will never be as high as other MVP candidates. Like I mentioned earlier, he's also a tough shot taker, and over the course of the season, his overall shooting efficiency will not be as high as some others. His lower numbers, his lower percentages, and his incredible supporting cast all work against him when it comes to individual awards like the MVP.
That's interesting.
As the Wolves maintain their dominance in the Western Conference, he's going to improve as he reaches his prime, and that's when he'll have his best shot at winning it.
I feel like awards be politics too, though.
There's no superstar in the NBA like Anthony Edwards. His playstyle, attitude, and enthusiasm for the game brought life to a franchise that desperately needed it. Prior to the 2024 playoffs, the Minnesota Timberwolves have only made it past the first round once. That was during Kevin Garnett's MVP season, the only time he actually had a decent supporting cast in Minnesota. That's how miserable this franchise has always been.
This was a crazy
in 35
time.
years, they made it past the first round twice.
35 years.
Hungry and desperate to have just a little taste of success. Edwards brought hope to a failing franchise, and even if he doesn't win a championship, he will be remembered forever in Wolves history.
One of the greats. Facts.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts on Anthony Edwards?
Man, let me know in the comment section down below what y'all think about Anthony Edwards, dog. Me personally, I do feel like he is the next Michael Jordan. Bro, he literally plays just like him. Like, there's no doubt about it. From his vert to his hang time to like him dunking the ball on people, catching bodies, like fadeaway jumpers. There's plenty of reasons why people can think, you know what I'm saying, that he's the face of the NBA, the next face of the NBA. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below, what do y'all think about Anthony Edwards? Do y'all think that he's the real face of the NBA? If not, explain to me why, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this video like 5 likes or whatever. And, you know, if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. We're going to go to react to some more videos in the few. Original link to the video will be in the description down below. But it's your boy Caprice the Great, and I'm out. No cap.